Hi everyone, my name is Eric and I have been doing some face replacements filters for Instagram, and I have been getting a lot of questions about how I did it. And on this video I'm gonna show, based on the tutorial that Juan MV made, and it's available online, how you can create your own video for face replacement, use videos from the internet and etc. This is my first video for YouTube as a tutorial, so I'm sorry if it's too fast or too slow, but if you have any question or any problem, you can comment and you can try to find a solution. Okay, thank you.
So let's start. The first thing you need to create your face replacement filter on Instagram is to download all the material that is available on this link. This link is also be on the description of this video later. Juan prepared all this material, and here you find everything you need, all the script, the files, everything you need to create a filter with face replacement. There's also a description, tutorial how to do it, but some people are having trouble to follow the description, mainly because of the FFmpeg. That's a kind of complicated if you're not used to work with this program. But on this video, I hope I can explain you how to do it. So once you download this material, you have something like that. Here you find a folder file, a program to record the position of the face in each frame that you're going to work. And you also have a file to play all these frames that you just created. So after downloaded, you need to have this FFmpeg program to process the video that you wanted to use as for the face replacement. This FFmpeg, a lot of people, they are having trouble to download it. I had this problem too, is because they just downloaded this, they click on this button and they just downloaded the material that's available right here. But you need actually to come here on the get packages and executable files and download it for your computer. You needed this material right here. So I have Windows, and I downloaded everything available here, the package available here. And once you downloaded this material, you have a folder with this information. The only thing you really need on this folder is this folder bin. This is a very important folder. With this folder is where everything's gonna happen. Now the magic happens. So what do you need to do to use this folder? You needed to put all your videos, all your frames, everything you're gonna work on this folder to be able to use the FFmpeg. First thing, I'm gonna use a video as example, a video of me, a short video, so you can understand how to use this program. When you want to use a video to create a face replacement, it's important to see if the quality, the resolution of the video is good enough so we can clearly see where the face is, and also if it's not a very long video, because you have a lot of work to process all the frames that you create, and also you won't have a memory available to process all these frames, because on the Spark AR it only allows you to use 4 megabytes. So keep in mind that you need to have a very clear and short video. Also, something important is the size of the video. I use this web page, the EaseGIF, to crop the video when it's like a video with different people or different faces. I just wanna cut one part of the video. I first crop it, and then I resize it to the size that will be a good size to use as a filter on Instagram. That's 16:9. So I just use the size of this new file and created as 600 per 1068. And once I finished editing or process the video, I can save it. I need it to be a MP4 video. And here on this folder, it's good to change the name of this file that you created, this video created, to input. You can have a different name, but if you do it, you need to change the commands that you're going to use soon. So once you have the video available, you download everything you needed, you start to use the FFmpeg. So to use this program, there's no buttons. It's not a program like you're used to see. What you needed to use it, you needed to open the prompt command window. And to do that, you go to this bar right here and select everything. You just click, type cmd command and enter, and this black screen you open. Once this black screen is open, you need to put your first command, and this command is this one that is described on the Juan tutorial. That's this one. This command, something that you can change is the frame rate. Here is 15, but depending how long your video is, or if you want less frames to process, you can change this. If you have, for example, a frame rate of 10, it means that each second you have 10 frames. So you have less frames than if you leave has 15, as it is right here. But if you want a more detailed filter, you can put like 25, 35, but you have much more work to do once you're processing it. So I'm just gonna leave it 15 right here so you can understand how it works. Back to the black screen, I just copy and paste here, and it's already processing. It's cutting my video in frames. And something important too is here you can see that the file that he's using to process is the input MP4. And if you have a different name for your file, you can change right here too. Like, it doesn't need to change the name of the file on the folder. So back to my bin folder, you can see that once I clicked on that command, it created a lot of frames, a lot of images, JPEG files that you can use to track the position of the face on your video. So once I did that, I can start to keep processing the frames, and I use a different command. That's the second one. So I just copy and paste on the black screen again. Let's put it in the middle and enter. It's already processing. So you can see here the number of the frames that had been processed. This second command is to create a WebM file. That's the video file that you can use on the Spark AR. So I created 78 frames. So here, when it gets to 78, it means that the file is finished. The file camera, that's camera.webm. This is the name of the file that will be created. So if you go back to the bin folder, you can see that the file camera is already here, but it's not finished yet. It's important to wait until it's done, because if you use this file when it's not finished, you can have some problems later. I took some time to understand that, and if you just wait to finish, you can see now it's showing an image, so it means that it's finished. You can also look here, it says that it is created. So once you have all this material ready, you are ready to start to use the Spark AR to create your filter. Now that you have all the files ready, you go to the first file, that's the record, and you go to this video icon right here. You click on this button right here to add a new file, and you go to the bin folder where your camera is. So here it is. I add a new video, and now you can see generally you have all these models here, all these different people that you can use as an example for your video, but now you have the video that you're using. On this case, it's this very famous Hollywood star that I can't say the name for copyright reasons. So once you have this running, you need to change the script of this file. To change the script, just click on that. This is kind of easy to understand. You can use Notepad or a different program to edit it. And what you need to change on this specific script is the number of frames that you are using for your video. You should remember that I said I had 78 frames. So here, on the constant number of frames, I'm gonna have to write 78 because this is the number of frames that I'm using to create my video. So I'm gonna save it. And now I'm gonna start to record the position of the face in each frame. You can see on the top of this video right here that the number is running. You can see 9, 20, 21. This needs to be on at 1 to start to record. And you start to record just clicking on the video. So I simulate touch, and it's very important that's on exactly at the frame number 1. If it's frame number 2 or frame number 4, it is gonna be delayed and your face will be moving after your video. So it's very important to start at 1. And to do that, you just restart it and pay attention to the number here. When it's 1, you click. So each flash means that it's recording the position of the face on that frame. If you did it wrong, don't worry, just restart it again. You can, I'm showing the console here, you can clear the console if you already get a result, you see later what happens. But I'm gonna restart again and click again when it's 1. So 1, 2, 3, and it's gonna run for 7 to 8 frames. I should have done a shorter video to explain, but now it's too late. Let's just wait to see. After 7 to 8 frames, 7 to 8 positions of the face that it recorded, it will show you a result here on the console, and with a lot of coordinates and inclination, rotation. Everything is referred to the face in each frame, and you need this information to put on the second program that Juan made, that Juan created. So let's just wait. It's already on the 47, I think. I can't see very well if there's resolution here. But once you're finished, I'm gonna start the second part of the video. Oh, something important too, I forgot to mention. You see that here it's detecting the face. You can see these squares over my face. It's because it recognizes the face and is showing its position. Sometimes if the video is too dark or if the resolution is not good enough, it's not gonna show this frame and these squares, and this means that the face is not being recognized and it's not gonna catch the position of the face on that frame. And you want to be able to use it to create a filter. So you can try to edit the video or try to get a different moment of the video to have a face in each frame you are using. So here you can see all the details of the position of the face. You need this information, so I'm gonna copy it here, and I'll show you where you are gonna use it. So after you process this program here, the record, you are done with that. You just need this information here. You use it just to record the position of the face in each frame. After you're done, you open the new file, the other program that Juan created. That's the play by frame. And the first thing you need to do is delete the texture of 1/34, delete, not keep, cancel, or anything, delete. That's the standard one that he has. It's deleting, okay. And now that's deleted, you see it's just the face moving here. You see a lot of errors, but don't worry about it. You come here at the animation sequence, and it has a texture. You put new imager texture, and you are gonna use your frames that you just created. You'll be on the bin folder. So here it is, the 78 frames that I created. But don't forget, it takes a little while, but don't forget to click on the compress image, compact texture, because it will use a lot of memory, a lot of space, a lot of size of memory that you use on Spark AR, and you're gonna have a hard time to work with that. So let's wait a little bit to see all the information being uploaded. My computer is a little bit slow, so patience. So I am back. I uploaded all the 78 frames that I had as a new texture. And now you can see that my face is here moving, and there's still the moving face from the original file, script that Juan wrote. To change that, as I said, click on non-compression. You see that the size will still be big, but I'm gonna teach you something that you can do to avoid that. It's showing here 21 megabytes. It's impossible to upload a filter with this size, but I can show you later how to change that. So here, to put the face following my face, I'm gonna open the script. I'm gonna edit it. Oops. And the first thing I can change is, that I must change actually, is the number of frames. Remember on the other script it was also 34, and here I have 78 on this new script. The frame rate, it means, as I explained before, but the speed that the filter is gonna run. If you wanna make it slower, if you wanna make it faster, you can change here too. I'm gonna make a little bit slower so you can see better the face moving. And here, where it says insert your recording here, you need to delete all this thing after the equal sign. And here you're gonna paste all the data, all the information you created on the record file. So I copied it here, and I go to my script, and I paste it here, and I save it. Let's close it so don't have any trouble with that. And now I go back to my play by frame to see what happened. Like the console is still showing the errors, but it was because I deleted the first frames. Now you can see that it isn't showing my face here because the video that's running is still mine. But let's change the model so you can see that the face of the model is attached to the video I created. So now you're almost done with that, but I told you before that the size of the texture is too big. You want to be able to upload that. And also there's another problem. My face is still here. If you are using anybody's face on a filter, it will not be accepted. So you need to edit all the frames you're using here. So first thing, I'm gonna show how to reduce the size of the texture. And then after that, I'm gonna show how to erase or to make it blurry the face of the face on the frames that you're using. So you can see that the size is still too big. But a trick that I learned, like to try to change that, is to get the frames that it created on the bin folder and put it on the texture folder of this file. So how do you do that? Let's save it with a different name so we know which program you're using. I'm gonna save as test. I just saved it some seconds ago. So now I go to my bin folder, I copy all the frames I created, and I go to my test, as the name of the file I'm working on, test folder, and then textures folder. And here you see all the frames I created, but they are too big. But if I just paste with the exactly same name, exactly same position of everything, it's gonna ask if I wanna replace my files, and I say yes. I don't know why when I uploaded these frames on the Spark AR, it makes them much bigger. But now, if I go back to my test file, let's see the size of my texture there. Oops, I'm back. So now if I go to my text file, let's see the size of my texture there. So you can see now it's 2.4 megabytes. It's much smaller than it was before. And you can also have different things you can make to make this files smaller, these frames smaller. You can resize them, you can compact them. You have a lot of options, but they are a lot of work. So I just do this trick to change the folders from the bin folder to the texture folder on the program I'm using, and then it's already small enough to upload to use it as a filter. The second problem I have that I need to change before I post it as a filter is that even if you can't see my face right here or the face of the person that you are using the video, it's still there. It's under the face replacement. So you need to erase, to blur all the frames, frame by frame, to make it available to use on Instagram. To do that, I use GIMP, but some people use Photoshop. I just use GIMP because it's free. So it's up to you how to do it, and I can show you my process too, like how I did it. But it's not that hard. You just need to open GIMP. Wait a little minute. My computer is slow. So to make the face blurry or to change the frames that you have and make it available to upload, I use GIMP. You can use a different software, but this one is free. So what I do, I open as layers all the frames I need to create the filter. So I have in 78, but it takes a while to process, to open everything. I'm gonna open 5 and process some and save some so you can understand how it works. So I'm just gonna open this first 5 frames, these first 5 files. And here you can see they are opening. So this is it's easy, but it's the longest part of the process because you need to change and save frame by frame. And this is why, like when you're creating your filter, it's good to get a filter that lets you, a video that lets you have a short number of frames. Like if you have like 30 frames, 40 frames is better than if you have like 400 frames because you have too much work. It'd be a long time changing out these frames. So here it is. I open it, I uploaded it, has layers, all the images I want to use. So the thing I use to create the filters, I just select the layer I'm working in. I don't know if you're used to work GIMP, but what I do, I select this one, make it visible, and I come here on this tool. That's a big finger, and I can change the size of this finger to make it blurry. So I'm back. I'm sorry, my computer froze, but here it is. So Once you have all the frames open as layers on the GIMP, you can select the layer that you want to work and make it visible. Make sure that the other layers are not visible. And you select it and click on this button right here. That's a big finger that you'll be able to make it blurry. So you can change the size of the finger, the radius that you're gonna use, and you just move it. You can see that now it's blurry. And you make it blurry enough so you can't see that there was a face here. I finished it. It's already like good enough. You can see that you can't really see a face here anymore, but you still can see the rest of the image that you're gonna use for your filter. And you export it. This is the first one, so export like number one. I created a folder on my desktop. There's no face where I'm gonna save all my frames that I'm editing. So I export it here. It's gonna ask me like what's the quality I want and etc. You need to keep in mind that this quality, if you change it a lot, it's gonna change the size of your frame of your file and you can have a problem later. So 25 is generally good. I export it and I do the same thing for the second frame. I already was using it before. I destroyed this one, but let's keep it just to show you how to do it. The number 3, I'm gonna export it. The number 2 you saw is destroyed, but you need to do it for each individual frame. So this is the hard part of the job. And pay attention to save it as JPG.peg. I don't know how to say it in English, because if you save it as PNG, first you have problems to upload it as image because PNG is much bigger than the JPEG. And once you have finished editing and exporting all the image you were working with, all the frames, in my case it would be 7 to 8 frames, you have all the files. I created a folder just for that, say no face. All the files would be here. And I can just copy all these files and go to my test, to my file where I'm working, test folder and texture folder, and I copy it right here and replace. In this case, I only did 2 files, but I can do for the 7 to 8 files, and you won't have a big trouble with the size again at the final filter. And the original actually there would be like all the faces like that, all the blurry faces like that here in this order with these numbers, and my file would be ready to upload. I can just save it again with all my new frames, and I hope with that you can understand how to create your own filter with face replacement. And if you have any questions, again, you can just write in the comments and we can try to answer that. Thank you. Bye-bye.